Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 5. We will be presenting a topic entitled Issues and Challenges in Halal Certification for Authorities. I would like to give this presentation to Nadia to discuss about the first issue.
I am Nadia. We will be presenting the issue about slaughtering of poultry and meat procedure. As a Muslim checker, they should be present at the slaughterhouse to ensure halal slaughter, proper bleeding, and the determination of that prior to dressing operation, as well as the handling of non-compliant carcasses. Okay, halal slaughtering is the process that animal involved in restraining, stunning, infuse, and severing of trachea, esophagus, and both the carotid arteries and jugular veins. But it's hard to know if food or other groceries are halal, especially when they are pre-packaged or processed. For example, it is difficult to detect a chicken that has been properly slaughtered on its being slices into pieces. As a result, the consumption of that chicken is prohibited by Muslim. Moreover, it's also hard to know the condition of the halal animals before has been slaughtered. It is because animal to be slaughtered should be healthy and have been approved by the competent authority.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul binti MUSEHNI, and I will explain about one of the issues in halal certification for authorities, which is gaining consumer trust. A consumer is a person or company that receive, consume, or buy a product or service for personal uses. Malaysia has formulated guidelines, standard and law regulating the issues of halal status in Malaysia. But some consumers, especially Muslim, are still facing problems in ensuring that the product they are buying are genuinely halal. This is because they only can rely on the certification given by the authorities. For example, in 2014, there was an incident involving the oxyribonucleic acid, a pork DNA, alleged to have been discovered in two of the Cadbury chocolate products. This kind of incident create a strong negative reaction among Muslim consumers, and this demonstrates the public concern regarding the issues of halal status in Malaysia. These issues has placed consumers, especially Muslim consumers, in a state of worry and lacking of confidence in the halal status product in Malaysia. The worst part is the potential lack of trust by consumer in Malaysia towards the halal certification authorities, especially JAKIM.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul IZZATI binti HISHAMUDDIN and I am from AS116 4A2. Next point for issue in halal certification is the authenticity of food product. Main issue is whether the halal product has been combined or mixed with other similar material such as pork derivative, where it is difficult for Muslim halal checker to ensure if the product is halal. Next point is genetically modified GM food is the one that has been given the most attention in recent development in food technology. It has been stated that GM is a biotechnology that transfer particular feature to be isolated that move from one organism to another. In addition, GM food mean the food is derived from a GM organism that contains protein through modification. GM food can contribute to the halal issue since customers are more conscious of the ingredients that were used in order to modify or add into the food. Therefore, GM labeling is the main priority since it affected on consumer purchasing decision. That's all from me. Thank you.
I am SYAZWANI, will be presenting about labeling issue. Some unethical manufacturers tend to use Islamic images on the product packaging to imply that the product is halal, and certain unethical company purposely use the Arabic sounded or Islamic signal brand names to the extent of displaying selected Quranic verses to trick the consumer into believing that the product is halal. This image shows an example of Islamic signal name was used. There are even dare to misuse the term sunnah on the product packaging to induce consumer positivity acceptance of the product. There are also some products in the market that use Arabic words and display images attributed to Islam to deceive the consumers. The consequences of this labeling exploitation can lead to confusion among the consumers and may also affect the company's future. This image shows an example of Islamic word on the packaging. Next, we go to the challenges in halal certification. I would like to invite Nadia to continue and elaborate about the first challenge.
Then we will proceed with this challenge in halal certification for authorities. The first one is lack of information. The halal certification manuals are highly complicated and challenging to comprehend. This challenge will make it more difficult for non-Muslim entrepreneurs to comprehend the halal certification procedure, which compounded the halal and thayyiban concept. Moreover, it also happen because of inexperienced staff and will cause slow processing due. Other than that, it is necessary to have knowledge about basic information technology, which is IT, for the staff that need to handle JAKIM's website such as My eHalal.
The other challenge faced by authorities in halal certification is the need for clear guidelines. The lack of guidance is demonstrated with the absence of proper checklists to check the raw materials' critical background. This problem does not only affect the halal executive but also affect the halal auditor, since there are no clear rules regarding permitted raw material in the critical ingredient list. This will leave both halal executive and halal auditor confused to know what ingredients are permitted.
The next point for challenges in halal certification is overlap in interagency jurisdiction. Overlap in interagency jurisdiction. JAKIM is the main body involved in halal certification and enforcement in Malaysia. However, JAKIM's role is supported by several other agencies in which each agency has its own role, jurisdiction and legislation. The agencies that involved are the Ministry of Domestic Trade, Cooperative and Consumerism Ministry, which is KPNKK. The next agency is the State Islamic Religious Council, MIN, and State Islamic Religious Department, JAIM. The other agencies that involved is Ministry of Health, MOH, the Department of Veterinary Services, DVS, Royal Malaysian Customs, RMC, and local authorities, LAS. This is the law that applies in most major halal certification. This law is under the APD 2011. APD is Akta Perihal Dagangan. Next, food products are bound under the Food Act. Slaughterhouses are bound to the Animal Act 1953, Animal Regulation 1962, and for meat and dairy products, they are bound to the Customs Act. In the Sharia Criminal Enactment or Act, there is mention of halal-related offences. This is only applied to several states such as Kelantan, Terengganu, Pahang, Johor, Selangor and Kedah, beside the law of small local authorities. Hence, the point indicates there is a special law or act that can be found related to halal affair. Existing legislation is separated from each other.
Thank you, Izzati. Next, I will proceed with the last challenge, which is lack of manpower. Currently, JAKIM lack full-fledged research and development or technical unit capable of quickly processing each halal application. It especially happens when a large number of halal certifications are submitted at the same time and will cause stress and will have an impact on the halal auditor's performance. JAKIMs or a state-owned subsidiary would need third-party help commissioning lab research and analysis, as well as doing an on-site inspection. Food technologists, chemistries, and experts from local universities are common members of this third-party community. This is the sample of comment from auditors. That's all from us. Thank you.